What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. A little Lakers talk daily on this Wednesday morning. Lakers still in the middle of their 4-game road trip that they got. So they got 2 games left. They got one coming up later tonight, 5 p.m. tip-off against the Houston Rockets. And then Friday at Phoenix. That's going to be part of actually the first in-season tournament game for the Lakers. Okay, let's focus on the Lakers and the Rockets. One quick announcement, if you guys have not subscribed yet to our ESPN LA YouTube page, I highly encourage you to do it. Some really, really good content that I think you guys will like. I'm putting up content Monday through Friday, kind of these short videos, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, 7 to 10, somewhere around there, just depending on the topics, specifically around Lakers. We were obviously doing that for the Dodgers all season. And then we got all our shows that we stream live that are also on. So you can catch everything, yes, on the app, yes, on radio, but also on YouTube as well. Okay, so Lakers got the Rockets. 3-4 start for the Lakers. 0-2 so far on this road trip. Losses to the Magic and the Heat. And I think the big question coming into tonight's game is the health of Anthony Davis. So we know AD had some hip spasms. I think that's the right way to put it. Couldn't play the final 14 minutes against Miami, and he is listed as questionable for the game tonight against the Rockets. So he's listed as questionable. Jackson Hayes is listed as questionable. Rui Hachimura, who's been out for a few games now, is probable. The Lakers really need him to come back. And then, of course, we know Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, they're still out, so they're not going to be coming back. The AD thing. Okay, so I think there's an easy way to simplify this. If there's any hesitation, if AD can't go, it's a long season. So if he can't go tonight, then he can't go tonight. Now, I don't think he should push it if he's struggling. So I'll give you an example. He tried playing in the second half against the Heat and then clearly was not able to, and then the team decided, okay, let's pull this guy. Couldn't play in the final 14 minutes, but even when he was in, he wasn't effective. So you certainly don't want them to risk that. I will say this game, I know it's really early in the season, but I feel like there's some importance to it. You're 3-4. You haven't won a road game yet. And to hover around 500 is, I think, where you want to be until some of your guys start coming back. And then hopefully in a little bit, you start making a push. But to go 3-5, and then you still got another one on the road in Phoenix, and to not win a road game yet, I feel like there is some importance to this game. And it's not just going to be, well, if AD doesn't go, they lose. If AD does go, they win. That's not how it's going to be. You're still going to need all these other guys to contribute. Guys like Austin Reeves almost had a triple-double in the last game. D'Lo, who found a way to get himself thrown out in a game where the Lakers were already so thin. But it will certainly need to be you're going to need a few guys to step up. And I know you look at the Rockets and you say, oh, Houston's not a good team. Lakers got this on lockdown. This is the way the Rockets started the season. They lost at Orlando. They lost against the Spurs in overtime. And then they lost to the Golden State Warriors at home. Since then, they beat Charlotte. They blew out Sacramento. And then they blew out Sacramento again. So 2 games in a row that they blew out the Sacramento Kings. Monday was the last win that they had. They're actually playing some pretty good basketball. They're 3-3. They got a better record than the Lakers right now. So I was actually a little bit surprised with this team because I thought when they started 0-3, I'm like, damn, I thought they were going to do better this year. Ime Udoka is the new coach. They went out and obviously made some acquisitions. So Fred VanVleet, they signed to a big-time deal. Of course, Dylan Brooks, who I'm going to get to in just a second, they signed to a deal as well. They were able to go get Jeff Green. I think Aaron Holiday was part of one of their moves they made in the offseason as well. But the big two was Fred VanVleet came over, and then you obviously already had Dylan Brooks came over as well. Sengun was a good player that they've had for a while now. Jalen Green is a nice player that they drafted. So you got a decent lineup there, and you got a coach that it seems like he knows what he's doing. So for Laker fans that are not too familiar with the Houston Rockets, if you think tonight is a walk in the park, it's not. The Houston Rockets will be a headache, and if you're not out there ready to go, this could be a problem all night long. Okay, Dylan Brooks. Some people just don't learn from their own mistakes. Dylan Brooks, Laker fans remember him because of the Memphis Grizzlies Lakers series last year, where Dillon Brooks ran his mouth a lot, and it kind of really didn't make any sense. It's like, why is Dillon Brooks running his mouth about LeBron James? Don't you just want to compliment the guy and not give him any added fuel or anything along those lines? I'm going to play something for you guys here since I do have the audio. Let me play this. Take a listen. Here's Dillon Brooks yesterday talking about going up against LeBron. Take a listen. Don't take a listen. Don't take a listen just yet. See if I have the audio. I thought I had the audio. Maybe the audio is not on here. All right, I'll have to try to find it. It is not. I thought it was on here on some of the notes that I had, but it doesn't look like it is, so I do not have it. I'm going to read the quote. The quote is, Dillon Brooks says this about LeBron James. He says, "I'm ready to lock him up. He's shooting the ball well. He's been playing well. So I'm just there to make him tired, make him get into that fourth quarter early." He goes on to basically just talk about what he's going to try to do against LeBron James. But just that first part of "I'm ready to lock him up." This is what LeBron James has averaged against Dillon Brooks in the 11 games they've played against each other. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, shot 52% from the field, is 9-2 against Dillon Brooks. This is the same problem that Dillon Brooks had last year against LeBron James. He ran his mouth for no reason. Why are you running your mouth against LeBron James? That's not just a good executive decision, I think most people would agree with. But he seems to think it's the best idea. He enjoys doing it. And we'll see if it comes back to haunt him again tonight or if it doesn't have anything to do with the game. But I just think it's interesting. Every time I see that, every time I see Dillon Brooks run his mouth or say something, I always find that interesting. Doesn't seem like the best idea, but he doesn't seem to care. So Lakers-Rockets coming up a little bit later tonight. 5 o'clock is tip-off. 3:30 is pregame. I'm about to do my show with Travis Rogers. We'll do our show, and then a little bit later we'll start the pregame show. So appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Please tune in today, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And let's see if the Lakers can get their first road win of the season. Thanks, Laker fans. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.